My name is Tariq Shaheen. I am an international student from Palestine. I decided to move here in 2017 for college, and there we are.
Tariq was interesting from the start. I had never met, of course I'd met people from other countries, but I'd never gotten to talk with them in depth about the difference between where they come from and, the US. But otherwise, we got along pretty quickly from the start. It was just interesting to hear his perspective on things.
Growing up, I wanted to try something different or experience something that wasn't available back home, so that was one of the reasons, and other reasons was maybe experience a better education and more experience in my accounting field. So one of the things I was most worried about was making new friends and meeting new people. I think just putting yourself out there and in a different culture and a different society, just coming from a different perspective and ideas and trying to present them to the people you just met is kind of maybe it can be hard at the beginning, but once you establish that connection between the people, I would say it becomes easier to.
He was very shy at first. He really kind of kept to himself, but also still wanted to be a part of everything. He was really kind of trying to figure out what it was like in the U.S. compared to back home, because it was very different for him coming here, kind of meeting everybody, being in a whole situation like this. So he was really kind of not confused, but curious about everything. He wanted to know about what things we meant when we said certain words, or what things were meant whenever we went to watch sporting events, stuff like that. He was very just overall curious about what everything was like back then.
Progressively over the years, I've learned how to develop myself and learn new skills that would benefit me after college, more than just try to focus on school or focus on activities or organizations. So just anything that you would invest in yourself. So basically over the years, I think that has become better. I think being an international student gives me 10 times harder than what a regular student would go through, because the amount of forms I need to complete and the amount of stuff I need to take care of before traveling or leaving the country and in order to come back. So I would say there's a lot of paperwork that I have to take care of, a lot of people that I have to communicate, and a lot of a lot of money I have to pay as well. And on top of that, I feel one of the major issues were vacations and breaks when school would close, and try to find something that I would during that time, like Christmas or Thanksgiving or spring break. So those are one of the challenging times as well.
I know now, even though he's been here a few years, he doesn't take a liking to much American food. And I would have thought over the years he might, but it just, for lack of better words, the stuff here just doesn't hit the same to him.
I'm seeing Tariq grow from going the finance chair for 2 years, going to being the president right now, and just seeing how much he's changed, developed, and been able to confidently lead the chapter without any issues has been pretty cool to see him do.
So he hasn't been home in almost 2 years. Can you tell me, has he expressed any feelings about how he feels about how he hasn't been home? Has he expressed any of that to you at all?
He when I do ask him about that kind of stuff, he doesn't go too deep into it, but he does always make sure to say that he talks to his parents almost every day, or at least a few times a week, so he never loses touch with them. But otherwise, I can just tell by his tone and other things that he really misses them and his friends back there, and he can't wait to get back. He's actually leaving the day after graduation, so yeah, I know he's excited about that.
There's hasn't been anything too crazy. He has just expressed how he misses being home, misses being around his family, just his parents, his friends back home. He doesn't say it a lot, but you can tell whenever he does talk about it, he does miss them pretty dearly. But he is overall, I think he's enjoying it here, but is also missing his time back home as well.
So I will be attending graduate school next year. So for example, if I wasn't able to go home this year, I would feel I wouldn't be mentally prepared to start graduate school, because I feel like this year has kind of affected my emotional status because I wasn't able to go home. But at the same time, it kind of also pushes me further and harder to keep working hard to reach my goal and objective. So,
Do you have any like encouraging words for him as he's like going into like his last 3 or so weeks of school as an undergraduate?
As an undergrad, just keep doing what he's doing. He's been doing an amazing job so far. He's been a great leader, a great friend, a great person in general. So just keep doing what you're doing. You can do great things in life with that. So besides that, just keep doing him.
Power through, Tariq. You got this, man. I know you've struggled a bunch the last few years, especially not being able to be physically in touch with your family, but if you do need anything, you know, you always got us. And going into the last few weeks of school, it's not a goodbye, but see you later, and you know, we'll all always be close, and yeah, good luck.
the more things you do, you will learn more stuff from it, and you will spend more time enjoying doing stuff. Because if you just decided to not do anything in college and just like focus on your degree and that, you wouldn't gain those benefits that you would gain from as much as getting those other stuff.